Hey guys, what is up? This is Cody or xCodeh, and on today's video, I have a Stoner Tips episode for you. And if a lot of you guys probably don't even know what the Stoner Tips is, a lot of you probably do, but I have an entire playlist of these Stoner Tip videos that a lot of you guys seem to enjoy. I usually have positive feedback on them, and a lot of them are pretty opinion-based, so have an open mind watching this video. Maybe some of the things you might not agree with me, but I'd love to know your opinions on everything, and that's what the comment section is for. And it's also for dank memes, but that's besides the point. This Stoner Tips is actually a pretty highly requested one. Whenever I do one and I ask you guys what other ones you guys want to see, this is usually the top comment, and I always looked at this and I was like, I'm not really sure of how I'm going to make this video, but I have some things wrote down on this notepad, so let's get into it. So this Stoner Tips episode is places to smoke weed, the best places and some of the bad places as well. So let's start off with some of the bad places to smoke weed. And this one isn't for everybody, but it's definitely for the people who are trying to be sneaky and are maybe just starting out, or their parents, or maybe someone around you, your roommate doesn't know that you smoke and you don't want them to. I definitely wouldn't just smoke just in your room, even with the windows open, the towel under the door. I mean, if you have some osium spray, then it can work out, but at the same time, you still run a huge risk of just smelling up the entire house, because even I do it, man. It's just, I don't even know that that the smell is that bad, but then I go out into the rest of my house and I end up smelling it, which, isn't just the best things, because parents especially don't like the entire house smelling like weed. And the only other point that I have for the places not to smoke weed is in a moving car. I say this for safety reasons. It's obviously a lot of fun. There's going to be the commenters being like, bro, you just did it in your last video, man. I know. I took the risk, and honestly, I really just don't recommend it. The only reason I can have an excuse or a reason to why I like doing it is because the area I'm in actually has a lot of back roads where, if you actually watch the video, I don't even think we saw one car. So there's just a lot of areas that are like that, and they're still very dangerous. There's still snow on the road, but just in general, being intoxicated and driving, it just isn't really good. You can get pulled over too. That's just a big thing that fucking would suck. So just thought I'd throw that on the places not to smoke. Have an open mind, bro. I know it's fun to burn rad. Alright, so let's get into the best places to smoke. Probably the reason why you clicked on the video. I'm just kidding, I've misled you. Stay high, stay lifted, Pete. So the first one I have on the best places to smoke is if you want to be sneaky. I'm sure a lot of you guys got to be sneaky when you're doing these methods. If you have an attic to your house that has a window in it, or even if it doesn't, honestly, nobody really goes up in the attic if you think about it. How often do you go in your attic? Or how often do you see your parents or whoever else you live with go in the fucking attic? So if you can go up there and there's not just fucking insulation hanging down, like if you have somewhat of, I'm not going to say finished, because who the fuck has a finished attic? If there's a place to sit down, or just to place your smoking utensils and stuff, if there's places to do that, then why not try it, bro? And I'd strongly recommend, in every one of these situations that you're trying to be sneaky, to have osium spray, because that shit really fucking does work. And I really recommend either having a smoke buddy, which is something you really should look up if you're trying to be sneaky, or if you don't want to buy one of those, because I think they're like $30, you can make a sploof. And I know it's not a fucking funny word. I like that word, sploof. You take either a toilet paper or a paper towel roll, and then you stuff that, like an empty one, and then you stuff it with dryer sheets. You blow the smoke through that. It's revolutionary, man. You definitely should try that if you haven't already. And now, it still does smell a little bit when you're smoking, but that can definitely hide the smell a lot. But if you're in your attic, then the smoke, smoke rises, so it'll probably just chill in your attic, or like I said, if you had a window or something, that would be the best. But if you're blowing it through the sploof or smoke buddy in your attic, I don't think it's going to get like super hot box or something, unless you're blowing back fucking eighth blunts and shit up there, getting fucking turnt with a LMAO up there. I think you'll be good with that. And another place that I have on the list of places to smoke on this episode of Stoner Tips would be parked car. This is probably one of my personal favorites, because as long as you're not just in some fucking random grocery store parking lot or something sketchy like that, I feel like if you're at your house, you're parked up in the driveway or something, it's really chill, because you don't really run the risk of anything happening. It's very comfortable usually if you have a nice interior of your car. And you got the tunes, you got the heat and air conditioning. It's a good time. It's definitely a good time. Whenever I was at my buddy's house and we used to smoke, we'd always have this like person in the group that would be like, yo, let's go hotbox the car, man. Like, we could have just smoked inside his house. There's literally like the best places to smoke. We had Netflix and everything in there. But this kid always wanted to go out to the car. And I was always like, yeah, man, why not? Let's go fucking do it. And it always turned out to be a really good time because hotboxing the car is really fun. Another place I have on here, little That 70s Show kind of style. If you have either like a back room in your basement or either like a window in your basement, that can also work too, but make sure the window to the basement isn't leading up to like your front door or something like that. But I've actually had a couple friends that their basement actually had a window like that and it worked out. We just either like blew through a sploof out the window or just like smoked in there with the sploof, and it usually worked out. I mean, it kind of made it smell like weed, but it was like a back room that I think it was either to his boiler or something like that, his furnace. I mean, take a look. Don't get bitten by any fucking crazy spiders or anything trying to do that, but maybe bust out an incense or something. It'll probably work. Now we're going to get into my personal favorite out of every place that you can smoke. This would be my favorites. So if you guys have seen any of my vlogs, well, actually most of them, I've definitely had some vlogs where I didn't, but I like to go hiking a lot. There's a lot of hiking trails around the area I live in, and it's really, really fun for me to go up there and smoke. That's one of the things I like doing in the summer, spring, fall. And it's really fun to roll up a couple joints, go up there with a bunch of buddies, and just look at the view and smoke. It really, really is fun. I honestly could not even count the amount of times that I've done that. And I've definitely had some really, really great memories, like just hiking up to different places. My friends show me these really cool spots, and I've gone back and actually made a lot of videos at places, like the Graffiti Mountain, I like to call it. I'll have a card up in the top right of the screen. That was a pretty cool video if you ask me. It's just overall just like a great time. And then this is kind of in the same category, I guess, but just going for like a nature walk in the woods, doing a little exploration A. It's great for a couple reasons. You're away from a lot of people. You might run into like the standard healthy jogger that just, you know, runs by you and gives you that nasty smirk. Look at that fucking stoner wasting away when they're doing the little healthy jog. But people usually don't care if you're in the woods. I mean, even if you were to get caught or something, if a fucking police officer found you in the woods smoking, honestly, I don't think they'd be that hard on you because you can't really get any more, like, discreet. You know, you can't... Yeah, that really shows that you're not trying to be around people when you do it, so honestly, it probably will be a little bit better if something, like, worst case scenario would have happened. Putting all the negatives aside, it's very, you know, very peaceful and quiet. You get the noise cancellation from the trees around you, usually, depending on where you live. I know a lot of you guys say that there's not really a lot of nature around you, which really sucks, man. I feel bad. And exploring is fucking fun, man. I definitely recommend going out and smoking and, you know, just finding new things in the woods or looking up trails or places to go on the internet and then going there. It's really a fun time. Obviously, you don't have to smoke weed to have a good time doing that, but, you know, you clicked on the video for best places to smoke. So let me know what you guys think about this list of good places and bad places to smoke that I've made up and put into a video. Hopefully it can help a lot of you guys out, and I want to know your guys' favorite places to smoke because maybe I'll just take your idea and make it into a vlog on a video. So drop a like on the video and I'll ship you a crate of bananas. Stay high, stay lifted. Peace, and have a fucking great day.